Istanbul plays host to the second Fashion Film Festival with screenings, art installations and workshops given by major fashion houses, world-class brand reps and young independent designers from around the world. Tuna Yilmaz, founder and creative director, is our guest today. Good to have you with us, Tuna Yilmaz. So this is the second year of the Fashion Film Festival. What inspired you to bring fashion and film together?
Well, after working for years in the industries of event management, fashion film festivals and art, I decided it was time to make something different that we can combine fashion, design and film in the same pot. And that was the time where Berlin just commenced the first fashion film festival. So I thought I was one of the early minds that could start up something like that. And Istanbul, we didn't have anything like that. So I decided to make it as a small event for twice as a parallel event to the Fashion Week. We made only film screenings as a short event. But then I decided to make it big because Istanbul deserved something big like that. And last year, with the support of our friends and international network, we started the festival. So Istanbul Fashion Film Festival
is in its second year.
And hopefully to be the best within 5 years. That's my goal, actually.
Okay, as you mentioned, it's in different cities as well. Berlin, Chicago, I think, London,
Yes.
Milan. So what's different about Istanbul? What makes it unique?
Well, first of all, these kind of festivals are mostly focused on Europe and North and Southern America. You don't see festivals like this in Far East or Middle East. So in Istanbul, we'd like to make it as a hub for the Middle East, for Northern Africa, and for the Balkans. So Istanbul is special because it's in the connection point of all these regions. And these regions are actually rich with creative minds and creative industries. So Istanbul will be the special point for those. And the other festivals that you mentioned are actually at the same level with us, although we are in the second year. So Istanbul will be special because in a short term, Istanbul will be the first film festival, fashion film festival, that the fashion designers or filmmakers are going to send their films and premiere their films globally.
And probably it has more diversity and culture in it and traditions if you look at it, the connection to
Yes,
Europe.
and naturally Istanbul has it and the film festival also has it.
So what's the program of the festival and any keynote speakers that we should hear of?
Well, we have a rich program this year. The viewers are going to watch a lot of fashion films. This year we received 450 films submitted to the festival, but we made a selection of 135, to be exact, actually. And they're going to watch films from big brands, international big brands, but at the same time some student films from universities. We have some talks, Q&As, with designers, fashion photographers, filmmakers. We have Gareth Pugh from London, a very acclaimed fashion designer. For me, he's a genius. He's been working with pop stars like Lady Gaga, Beyonce, and Russian Murphy. From Turkey, we have Serkan Şedel, the fashion photographer. Nesrin Cevatzade, the Turkish actress, who's going to speak about the costumes in films and TV series. We have Emma Mulholland with the support of the Australian embassy. She's coming from Australia as a young fashion designer to make a talk and to meet her counterparts in Istanbul. We have an award ceremony because we have a competition, international competition with 4 categories. So,
could you tell us a bit more about the competition?
Sure. Last year we presented 2 awards, but this year we are giving 4 awards in an international scheme. The jury has watched the films and selected their bests for best fashion film, best Turkish fashion film, best music video, and let's say Young Discovery Award that we give to a student so that they can be supported with their next production. Also, actually, we are the first fashion film festival in the world that gives a production support to the winners. If they make their second project in Istanbul, we give them production support with equipment and other things that they need in the city. Because we want them to come to Istanbul to use the city as a backdrop and make the films use Istanbul, and this is one of our goals, actually. So
what do you hope the festival will accomplish in years to come?
Well, to bring more people to Istanbul, to make them know the city better, to use the city for their films. We want the festival to be the best networking point for the young creatives in Turkey and the professionals abroad so that they can make new collaborations or projects. But at the same time, we want the festival to be one of the symbols of the city so that they can understand Istanbul is a historical city, it's a beautiful city, but at the same time, it is a city where the creative minds and creative industries are also appreciated.
So it will boost the fashion industry and get maybe young talents recognized. Thank you
Hopefully.
very much,
Thank you
Mr.
very
Tuna
much.
Yilmaz, for being with us today.
Thank you.